Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Siaan and welcome to my video journal for the SMT program 2026. So today we are diving into OS security fundamentals and in-depth comparative analysis of Linux architecture, file system security and Windows system security mechanism. Over the next 5 minutes, we will cover 6 topics. The first one is Linux core architecture and components, Linux permission, inodes and file links, Windows architecture and the registry database, Windows security tools like UAC and ICACLS, command line environments, PowerShells and WSL, and finally, key security takeaways and the principle of least privilege. So let's get started. First, let's look at the core structures of Linux. The Linux operating system is built on 3 primary layers. The first one is the kernel. The kernel is the heart of the OS. It manages hardware resources, memory allocation, and CPU execution. If a critical failure occurs at this level, it results in a system-wide fault known as a kernel panic. The second one is the shell. The shell acts as an interface between the user and the kernel. It interprets CLI commands and sends system requests directly to the kernel. And finally, daemons. Daemons are background services that run autonomously to keep essential network and system operating running smoothly without direct user intervention. Moving on to the topic number 2, Linux access control and file system. Linux enforces access control through numerical octal notation. For example, a permission mode of 750 grams full read, write, and execute writes to the owner 7, read and execute to the group 5, and 0 access to the others 0. Behind the scene, file metadata is managed by inode, a data structure that stores permissions, timestamps, and data block pointers. Though it does not store the file name itself, it's also important to understand file links. A soft link acts as a shortcut that breaks if the target file is deleted, whereas a hard link shares the exact same inode, allowing data access even if the original reference is removed. Now, let's switch gears to the Windows operating system architecture. Unlike Linux, which is traditionally used scattered plaintext.ini configuration files, Windows relies on a centralized hierarchy database called the Windows Registry. The registry organizes system settings into keys called HKEYS, such as HKE local machine and HKE current user. The architecture keeps settings persistent across system, reboots, and provides a unified point for security auditing and forensic investigation. Move on to the next. Let's examine Windows security enforcement tools. When a program displays a shield icon, it indicates that user account control or UAC is active. UAC prevents unauthorized system change by prompting the user for explicit administrative elevation before granting privilege escalation. For granular permission management, Windows provides the ICACLS command line utility. ICACLS allows security administrators to view and modify discretionary access control lists or DACLS on file and folders, making it Windows equivalent of the Linux chmod command. Additionally, security analysts often adjust clock and region settings during malware analysis to trigger time delay payloads and correlate forensic logs across different time zones. In topic 5, we compare command lines, environments, and modern subsystems. While the traditional command prompt or CMD process simple text strings, PowerShell utilizes an object-oriented .NET pipeline, making it far more powerful than security automation and administration. Furthermore, Microsoft introduced WSL or Windows Subsystem for Linux, which is enable analysts to run native GNU or Linux tools directly inside Windows without the heavy resource overhead of traditional virtual machines or dual boot setup. So to summarize our finding, whether you're operating in Linux or Windows environment, robust OS security always comes down to enforcing to the principle of least privilege and building a defense in-depth strategy. Thank, thank you very much for your time and attention. My name is Samuel Sihaan, and I hope you find this video journal helpful. Feel free to reach out if you have any question. Thank you.